What administrative thing or anything else? Did well. This. Minimize that. So. Okay, so I'll show you what this is gonna look like. Shouldn't really matter, but Karen, the Zoomer, who's on right now, will see that, and everybody else will see you in the vantage point that I showed you in the screen. So what I'm hearing is that you want to alter the screen, you're not going to do your.
No, I don't really need to.
Okay. Good, okay. And I will make, I'll reference in my little short introduction that there's a handout that I'll email to the Zoomers, because everybody will get it here. And you don't need copies, right?
What do you mean? No, I'm gonna hand them out to people.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
everything, I'll be like, this is the thing, and I'll make the thing out.
Right, we had, further.
I should have enough.
Okay. And I'll try to email it to the people there so they can get it rapidly, maybe step.
Yeah, if they need anything, they can just email me also if they need extra stuff.
Okay, so. Let me, so. Sure. I don't know who's on, you know that. Well, you're over
The dad doing, enjoying retirement?
It was good.
Did you do anything special?
A lot of building projects.
Really?
Yeah,
Good. Good for
I
him.
mean, he does like carpentry for people sometimes.
Did he do that before?
Yeah, he's always done.
He's always done that?
carpentry and
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he can do a lot of things, very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Always busy.
Yeah.
Probably at my house today, fixing a door.
What town do you live in, Corey?
We live in Harwich. So he lives, we live on like opposite ends of Harwich, but we live in the same town.
Okay.
Yeah.
Find can make you happy. They were very good and
what's the Wi-Fi here?
What's the Wi-Fi?
Yeah, for
There's no password.
no password.
This, you have to go to the internet, you have to,
I mean, I know how to do that.
oh, yes, yep. And then you have to go to, well, you have to go to a page to accept the disclaimer, so give me 2 seconds and I'll show you. Version.
So go to your Wi-Fi settings.
This is a brand new one, even though the
Categories,
It's a little gray here.
Need any money? Or are you good? Do you need money? So I'll stop and get some, or you can take some out of my wallet right now.
No, if I need some, I'll stop and get some more. Always need it.
One more slide here.
Love you too. I'll call you later. Oh, actually. Yeah, constant.
Okay. Hey, how do they see me? You can see her. How do you see me?
Why don't you,
Karen, can you mute yourself?
Say that again?
Could you mute yourself if you would, because everything you're talking, we're hearing. I mean, we want to hear you when you want to speak, but if you just go to the microphone in the lower left-hand corner and just just click it, it'll mute you. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think you do.
You should have it, you can do it here. Click the Wi-Fi. Usually when you first click it, it brings you to a web page that lets you.
Oh.
Get it, Trevor.
Yeah, everybody's muted.
No.
Okay. So I'll introduce Corey in a second, but,
Oh, and,
Should be good.
And I just do down, oh, I see.
So I'll just let you use the internet.
Oh, okay, great, thank you, Court.
And now, Wi-Fi stuff. Okay, cool.
okay. Well, actually, if you want to,
Yeah.
this is the way.
Basically. Yeah. Should care.
Yeah, there it is, okay. Okay. Good. Yes,
Okay, the internet will work.
okay. Exactly. Welcome all. My name is John Klinzak. I'm the hybrid program administrator here at the COA. And we're very happy to have this continuing series called Eastham Focus, where we have town people come in and discuss many interesting topics. And today we have Corey from the library, who's going to be talking about learning all about library apps. And for the Zoomers, there is a handout, which I'm going to give you a copy of. It's not a handout that you'll see on the screen because we're not going to share a screen interactively. However, this is a good document that Corey will reference and you'll be able to reference once you get it. And once you do get it in email, if you're on the Zoom, you can get it to email, you can follow along, but he's just going to be talking to this. It's more like an instruction booklet than anything else. And please, Zoomers, please, if you have any questions, just unmute yourself and speak. Everybody can hear you, and then we can get the questions answered. So without any further ado, Corey,
Thanks,
and
John.
thank you very, very much.
Yeah, hey everyone, I know half of you or most of you from the library, and if I don't, come by the library more often, I'll get to know you. So yeah, I'm gonna give you handouts for 4 of our different library apps. The first one is for our just general Clams app. This is how you request physical books, how you check out physical DVDs, how you renew your books online, how you place holds for yourself online for physical books, right? This is the only one we're talking about where it's actually, you go to the library, we will hand you the book. All the other ones are gonna be apps that are read it on your tablet, read it on your phone, listen to it on your phone, watch it on your TV kind of stuff. Each of the handouts I'm gonna give you are going to explain how you download the thing. And some of them will explain to you how to use them. Basically, the other thing to know is whenever you try to do this, you run into issues, you swing by the library and I will help you do it. If it's not a busy day, I can just pop out and do it. If it's a busy day, we have to make tech help reservations. So things to know. You can always call us, ask, see like, hey, is Corey around for tech help? And I will tell you. So the first one is called the Clams app. If you're using Google Play Store, you would go to the Google Play Store and type in Clams app. Or if you go to the Apple Store, you would type in Clams app. And it'll show up with that little icon that's at the top. You can use these QR codes to get right to them. Have you guys ever used QR codes before? Occasionally. So one thing to be said about QR codes is be careful with them these days. People use them to scam you if they put them on. They put them on like gas tanks, and they're like, use this to pay, or they put them on, they'll go to a restaurant, they'll put them on like a menu, be like, scan the QR code to get the menu. Most restaurants that do that, there's some restaurants that use the QR code and it's fine, but some people use kind of scams. Be careful, this one's not a scam. What a QR code is you would take your phone or tablet, you would turn on your camera, aim it at the QR code, and the QR code will give you a website to go to, which is cool. You click it, it brings you right to the link, simplifies things. Yeah, quite as that. All the apps that you're going to hear about today, the way you get into them is you go to the App Store, download the app. It's gonna ask you three things, some of it's gonna ask you two. Clams app is gonna ask you, what is your library card number? And what is your PIN number? Do you all know your library card numbers and PIN numbers? Maybe, who knows? If you don't, just call us at the library, we'll set them up for you. So yeah, so you'll download the app, it'll ask you PIN number, library card number. You input those and it puts you into your account essentially. So when you set that up for your class account, again, it lets you request the books. It lets you renew books online. It lets you search our catalog to see what is physically in the library. It's your portal to get all of our physical offerings, which is cool. You can use it to check when your stuff is due. That's most of it. So that's what I would use that app for. Does anyone have any questions about that?
How do we know what our PIN number is? I mean,
So you would set it up when you made your card, whenever that was. If you don't remember it, just call, either swing by the library or call us and we'll just set it for you. Take 2 seconds. So that's the Clams library app. It's great if you're using physical media. The next one we have. So this one's called Canopy. This one's lots of fun. Bam. Thank you. You are welcome. Canopy is our app that basically is like Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime, but for libraries. So you can watch movies on it, you can watch TV shows on it. There's the great courses that are on it, which are really cool. So if you're like, I want to learn about medieval, what? If you have, is that an iPhone?
Yeah.
So scan the Apple one. That's very cool. But also we're not, like, we can look at stuff at the end. I'm just gonna tell everyone what the stuff does at the beginning. So Canopy, like I was saying, also offers this thing called like the grade courses, which is like an intro level college course to a bunch of topics. So if you're like medieval history or botany, or they have a ton of offerings, you can use it for Canopy. So Canopy, you can put it on your phone, put it on your tablet, put it on a smart TV, put it on a computer, which is great. What it's gonna do when you go to Canopy, you can go to the App Store and download it through the App Store, or you can go online to canopy.com and you can get into it that way. What it allows you to do is every month you get X amount of tickets, which tickets equal plays. So you can go through and watch 5 movies, you can watch 5 TV shows. Sometimes the tickets equate differently, sometimes you can watch 10 TV shows, depending on how the app weighs the value of that show, whatever it might be. There's a lot of stuff on there that is free to view that doesn't count towards your tickets. On the first of every month, your tickets will replenish themselves.
Do you pay for the tickets or do they just give it to you?
They'll just give them to you. Nothing that we have, you ever have to pay for. So never like worry about that. Yeah, so you just need your library card number, PIN number. This one, the way that it used to be, I don't know if they still have it this way. It might ask you, what library are you from? And if you're from Eastham, you say Eastham, or you say Clams Eastham. It'll have a drop-down menu, you'll be able to pick it. This. Canopy's great because they have like a tagline that's something like intelligence entertainment or something like that. So a lot of the things are like classic movies, they're award-winning movies, there's a lot of foreign films, there's a ton of documentaries, there's a lot of stuff that like lets you learn. There's a few production companies where all their stuff ends up on it, or a lot of their stuff. If you watch like A24 movies, which they do a lot of like artsy stuff, they do some horror stuff that's really cool, some sci-fi stuff that's really cool. A lot of their movies are there. And basically it lets you check it out for a couple of days. You have a couple of days to watch it, and then it goes away. You don't have to, like, all of these things, you don't have to worry about returning things. Never worry like, oh my God, I forgot to send back my Canopy thing. They're gonna charge me $1 billion. That doesn't happen. Don't worry about that. What else is cool about Canopy? Yeah, and it really looks just like that. It looks just like Amazon Prime's movie interface. So it'll give you a bunch of categories, it'll be like action films, documentaries, foreign language films. You can scan through those, it's great. There's like a search function, like most things have a search function. What other one? Yeah, and it also changes though, so that's one of the things, like if there's a movie on there you really wanna watch, like. Watch it sooner rather than later, sometimes they live on there for a couple months, sometimes they live on there for years. Canopy will also tell you, movies or TV that are leaving Canopy soon. It'll be like, there'll be a category that's like, last chance to like, see it before it's gone. So that's Canopy for the most part. Does anyone have anything they wanna ask about Canopy? We'll have like a general Q&A at the end also.
So, basically, if you say pick a movie,
Mhm.
you can watch it for 10 minutes and then go back for the next couple of days.
Yeah. It'll usually tell you, like, I can't remember if it's like, you have this for 48 hours, or you have it for 24, or you have it for 3 days or something. But it'll always, almost every app outside of this also will tell you how long you have it. Like, that'd be kind of mean if they're like, surprise, it's gone, and your chance is over. But yeah, Canopy's great. And like I said, if you don't know your PIN number, call the library, I'll poke around on the computer and set it up in 2 seconds. It is very simple and very straightforward. Next one. Next, we have Libby. If you were using any of our library apps like way back in the day, you might know this as Overdrive. It is not Overdrive anymore. It is now Libby. Has the same functions, well, it has better functions, but it's the same thing. Yeah. This will also explain how to get it. It'll explain some of the basic parts of what it does. I'm gonna tell you all about it. I love Libby. Okay, so Libby is I call it like our flagship ebook and audiobook app. You can put it on smartphones, tablets. You can use it on your computer a little bit. It's not really set up for that. It will work, but like the ideal way of doing it is on a tablet or on your iPhone. If you use a Kindle, you can link your Kindle to your Libby account. And through that, you can find a book. Be like, I want to check this out, and then it's going to give you a button that says send it to Kindle, and you can throw it over your. I'm getting ahead of myself. So like I said, Libby, ebooks, audiobooks. They allow you to read them on your phone, read them on your tablet, listen to them on your phone or your tablet. The way Libby works, it works just like regular books in the library work, right? So I, as the person who orders the books, I get one copy of James by Percival Everett, right? Everyone wants that right now. But say both of you want James by Percival Everett. You get the book and you're like, yeah, I got it. You want the book and you hit, oh, it's not available. You put a hold on it and it'll come to you later. So it's not like everything is instantly accessible. A lot of stuff is, but if you're like, I'm trying to get the biggest, most exciting book that every book club is reading right now, you put a hold on it, you wait for it to come in. But Libby is where the next app we're going to talk about is another ebook and audiobook app, but it works differently. This is the one that we try to put as much of our budget into because it allows us to directly be like, this is the book that you want and the book that you want, and I can put my money towards getting you that book sooner than the other app we're going to talk about. So this works, like I said, it works just like the library. There's a bunch of search functions, right? You can type in the name of the book. You can type in the author of the book. There's some more broad categories you can look at if you're like, I don't know what I want to read there, but I want to read a mystery. You go to the search function, there's going to be a drop down menu and you can hit mysteries and it'll tell you every mystery in the system that we have. You can filter that different ways. You can be like, I only want the new mysteries. I only want the older mysteries. I only want, there's a bunch of different filters in there, like mysteries that are X amount of pages, stuff like that. So you can do all sorts of little like granular ways of looking through it. My favorite thing is I always set my searches to show me what's most recently come up. Once you start using these apps, if you use them a lot, you will get very used to the interfaces, but you'll also get used to what is offered. You'll know the movies that are there, the books that are there, and if you're a voracious reader, you might care through all the things you ever want to read in like a year or two. Then you're always like, what's the new thing? You can filter by new stuff, and you can see all the things your library orders. You'll see the new things that all the other clans libraries order, which is pretty cool. Again, this works like the physical library in the sense that Eastham will buy books, and Barnstable will buy books, and Harwich will buy books. And you'll be able to get all of those books. You'll have access to all that stuff. It's very cool. But say you want a book and a person from Harwich wants a book, and Eastham owns it. If you both request it at the same time, it'll go to you first, because we are the only library Eastham patrons get it first, that we care about. But once all the Eastham library patrons have their holds filled, then it opens it up to the rest of Cape Cod, which is great. Massachusetts has this wonderful thing where basically there's like essentially a sharing thing that's going on where once you put in your Eastham library card, you can add other libraries. You can add Boston Public Library. You can add CW Mars, which is Central and Western Mass's library system. You can add Minuteman, which is like outside of Boston. There's another one called like Noble. There's another one called Sales. There's a bunch of ones you can tap into, which is great. Clams as a library system, we're like a medium-sized system. Boston is huge, right? So if you're like, I read very specific niche sci-fi novels, right? We might not order them because like 2 patrons want them. But Boston's like, we have a ton of patrons who want this because we have a ton of patrons. They might have more small release books than we will have. So if you can't find a thing through us, you can pop over and look through Boston's collection, which is great. And there's a button on Libby that just says add library, you can click it, you can do it that way. Again, I will say that if you want help doing these things, you can make an appointment at the library, come talk to me, I can walk you through it. Last time I did this program, we tried to do the walking through in person, and it was a nightmare because everyone was at 7,000 different steps. I'd be here, and I'd be there, and I'd be there, and I'd be there. And at the end of the day, we were all like, oh, no, none of us know our PIN numbers. It was a nightmare. But all the things I'm telling you today will either let you do it on your own, or get you enough information that you come to me and be like, hey, I got to step 5, and I'll do the rest for it. What else do you want to know about Libby? So I use Libby all the time. What I always suggest if you're new to it, I'm a big audiobook guy, so I will go through and put holds on like 15 different audiobooks that I might want to cross the next like 3 months. Because that way it'll make sure that you're always getting a new book in that you want. Not that like, you're like, oh no, I have nothing to listen to, and you have to like scroll for an hour to find something you're looking for. But you can go in and request it all ahead of time and make sure you have like a constant stream of things you want coming to you. If you're doing, say, if you're sending it to your Kindle, the thing you need to know is on the device you're downloading this on. So if you're on your tablet, also be logged into your Amazon Kindle account. So if your thing is logged into Amazon already, the 2 apps talk to themselves. You'll click borrow book, and then a thing will pop up saying, hey, send it to Kindle. And you'll say, yes, you open it. And it'll send it over to your Kindle as long as you're logged into your Amazon account. And it just happens. There's nothing else you really need to think about. Like I said, it'll return itself automatically, so you don't have to worry about doing that. If you want to return something early, say you fly through, say you're reading James, which everyone wants to read, there's a billion holds on it. You finish it in 3 days. There's a way to go into your account that says return early, you click it, it goes back, and you're done. The next person in line gets it next, right? Need to know.
Can I stop you for 1 second? What's the name of that book? James?
Yeah, it's a retell.
James? James?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It's a retelling of Huckleberry Finn.
Oh,
Yeah, but from the perspective of
Jim.
James.
Yeah.
Yeah, first of all, I ever wrote it, he's great, so.
All right, thanks.
So again, it does work just like the library in the sense of like the books that you really want that have 200 holds on the library will more likely than not have 200 holds on the app. It's gone to a point where these have been in the library for long enough that a ton of people have them. And libraries are adjusting to the populace on there, so we're trying to figure out how do we order enough books to make sure that people get them in a timely manner, just like we would at the library, right? Like, when we order the big books of the summer, we might order 2 or 3 copies of it, right? And like, once that book, and once everyone's read that book, like, you don't need 3 copies, and you gotta figure out what to do with it, that's the thing. But if you don't do stuff like that, you're gonna wait 2 years to get a copy of James. Which is some fun insider information for you. What else would we got on here that you might want? If you,
With the audiobooks, you have to remember to return them.
no, don't worry about it.
You said just return it early.
If you want to, yeah, so if you cruise through it, there's an area on the app where you click the book and there'll be a big button that says return early, and you go
But otherwise, it was.
automatically get through it for you, so no worries on that. And again, there's no fines, you will never have to pay any kind of fine for any audio ebook thing or whatever. Eastham Library also is fine free, so like, we don't charge fines for physical books. The only time you're ever charged anything is if you lose it. So if you're like, man, I love this book, and you keep it for 2 years, like, we're not gonna be happy about that. But you're gonna bring it back at the end of the 2 years, we're gonna be like, well, your fines are waived, there you go, welcome back to our good standing. We don't suggest you do that, but it's secret, but now everyone knows. Yeah, so this thing will walk you through again, like, install the app, you go to your app store, you go to your Google Play Store, type in Libby, find the cute little pink, purple, and then the little icon, click it, you'll get there. Again, if you have problems, you come see me, make an appointment, we'll make it work, it'll be fine. Any questions on Libby before we move to the next one?
I'm just probably not an important question, but how long do you keep an electronic book?
Yeah. So when you're using Libby, depending on what library system you get it from, so Clams, for instance, you have 3 options, you can get it for 7 days, 14 days, 21 days. I set all of my stuff, when you select your date, it'll stay for all of your other ones, unless you choose to change it. So the first time you go to request it, there's gonna be a little button that has the days. Click it, it'll give you 3 options. I say choose 21 days, give yourself all the time you need, like, it doesn't really matter, like, just do that, and it'll be set for 21 days forever. Until you change it. That's what you wanna know? Cool. I think Hoopla is the same. I think Hoopla is also 21 days. So here's the next one. This is Hoopla.
I'm in California half the year, and I know a lot of my friends have Canopy for the Carlsbad Library. Does it just transfer from library to library?
Yeah, I can explain that. So with Hoopla and with this one we're talking about now, or with Hoopla and with Canopy, you can log in as one person, basically. There's a complicated way if you logged in with your Clams card and used up your credits. If you made your computer or smart device forget Canopy and then wipe your cache and clear all your information, you could then log in with your California account and get in and use your 5. That gets complicated though. I usually say just stick with one because that's like a little backdoor simple thing you can do. Yeah. With Libby though, you can, if you have a library card in California and 1 year, you can put both of them in there and they'll let you look through California, they'll let you look through, Cape Cod. If you have it from New York, if you have it from Vermont, if you have it from Connecticut, wherever, if they have Libby, they're all connected, you can attach your library card all around the world to do. And again, it's one of those things where if you're trying to find obscure stuff, having access to more libraries is great, because they might have it. If you're trying to find the big book, James again, why not? And if Clams has 200 holds on it, you're gonna go to Boston, Boston's gonna have 1.5, like 1,500 holds on it, you know? So it's like, yeah, they'll have more copies, but they'll have more people going for it. So if you are really good at numbers, you can game the system a little bit. But I am not good with numbers, I'm a librarian, I can't do that. So yeah, so Hoopla, Again, Hoopla is, you get it from your app stores. You go into either Google Play or the Apple App Store, and have a Hoopla, pop up. Hoopla is ebooks and audiobooks. They have a couple other, they have like magazines on there. I should also say Libby also has magazines, so you can read magazines. They're kind of hard to read on your phone, but if you have a tablet, it's like a bigger screen, you can read magazines that way. Yeah, you could do it, but it's, it is a challenge. So Hoopla is ebooks, audiobooks, some magazines. There's also music on it, so you can stream music. It's not the best, like no one really uses it to stream music, but it can be done if you wanted to. Hoopla works differently than Libby does. So where Libby is I, as a librarian, I order the copies of the books. The library owns the copies of the books for X amount of time. What Hoopla is the library pays for the service, and then everything in here costs the library. Some books are 99 cents, some books are $1.99, some books are $2.99. And every single day, the library has a budget that it knows through Hoopla. So say the budget's like $40 a day. Maybe that equates to 20 checkouts or something. So once those 20 checkouts are done for the day, no one else gets to borrow on Hoopla. It says, hey, come back tomorrow. Which is frustrating for some people. Back in the day, no one knew about Hoopla, so no one ever hit these limits. But now everyone knows about Hoopla. So if you really want to see a thing in there, every day it resets at midnight. So if you stay up late, you can get exact. The thing is, like, you can get lucky some days. Some days people didn't watch all the episodes of like some old Sherlock Holmes movie, and you can get on there. They say, hey, I can get this at 8 o'clock in the morning. Hoopla has a giant collection of stuff. They don't always have the newest things. They have a lot of older stuff. They have a lot of series. They have a lot of more obscure stuff in the genres, right? Like I like science fiction and fantasy and horror. They'll have stuff that was published in like the early 2000s and the 90s. Whereas if you go into Libby, like they might not have copies because it was cool 20 years ago, but the librarians aren't like up on that right now, or it's kind of fallen away. But Hoopla has different stuff than we do. You check it out for the same amount of time. That's the thing to talk about that I forgot. With Libby, when you download audiobooks or ebooks, they go from the internet and then they live on your phone. So audiobooks can be like a gigabyte, 2 gigabytes. They take up a bit of space. Most contemporary devices have plenty of storage, so you won't have to worry about it. But if you're like, man, I have 5 million photos and I love every single one of those photos and I can't delete them, it might be hard to download the full thing. Most of you won't run into this problem. But the reason to know this is if you are going on a trip, you can go into Libby and download like 5 audiobooks or 5 ebooks and have them stored on your device. And wherever you go, if you don't have internet, they will work. So you can listen to them, you can read them. It's great for traveling. Hoopla is a streaming site. So what it does is the data doesn't live on your home. So if you lose internet connection, if you lose 5G, if you lose your phone connection, whatever, it will not be able to download the stuff. Hoopla downloads kind of like out of a packet. So if you have internet, it'll download, say, like 3 hours of the audiobook. And then if you lose internet, it will not download beyond that. Does that make sense? It's a weird thing, but you'll like, so I landscape and additional library stuff. I used to do a lot more of it. I don't do a whole lot now. But back in the day, I'd be using Hoopla and I'd go to certain people's yards and I'd be mowing, and then my Hoopla would turn off and I'd be like, no, I don't have service here. And I couldn't listen to my audiobook while I was mowing the lawn. And that was sad. But that's a thing to know. So Libby downloads to your phone. It goes with you wherever, regardless of internet. Hoopla only works when you have internet.
So if you have an audiobook, in Hoopla, you can't necessarily use it while you're driving in your car.
As long as you're driving, if you're not in like the backwoods of Maine, you're fine. If you're anywhere on Cape Cod, you're good. If you're out on Nauset Beach, like out there, sometimes it might not work. But anywhere your phone works, this will work. Yeah. Yeah, so it's not like deep wood stuff, it's not gonna be your friend. Over here, it tells you the lending periods. Movies are different on here, so that's something to notice. What else do you need to know about Hoopla? Yeah, the internet, so Hoopla, there's no holds, so you can't be like, oh man, I really want this thing. I'm gonna put a hold on it, that means I'm gonna get it next time. No, doesn't happen. Holds are Libby, Hoopla is, you have access to their entire giant collection of things, but only if the library has the budget that day. Yeah, the library,
The budget, that's
Mhm.
Eastham Library or is it class?
Eastham Library, so some clans libraries don't have Hoopla. Yeah, it's one of those things where every year we adjust the budget and we're always trying to like get closer to what it's supposed to be, but it's literally impossible to keep up with demand on these ones. So that's the other thing I should say. It's always best to go with Libby first. If Libby has it, great. Libby has it, get it from Libby. If Libby doesn't have it, look at Hoopla, go to Hoopla, maybe that'll be where you find it. But Libby is more of a guaranteed way. If you're like, man, I want to read this one book and I need to read it the next month, put your hold on it, hopefully it shows up. I'm the guy who does all the ordering. I try very hard to keep on top of our holds. So usually, most of our holds, there's like a ratio essentially. That's like per every person, X amount of books equals blah, blah, blah. You don't even know that. If you're from Eastham, you will usually get your high holds quicker than you would at a lot of other libraries because our budget is great for ebooks, not ebooks. Fun fact, we try to make it good for you. What else we got? So that's the other thing, again, Eastham does not curate Hoopla, right? We don't select the titles that are in there, it's just everything from like a number of publishers that just exists there. So I'm not the guy who's putting the books there, so if you get on there and there's a book, you're like, that book's terrible and shouldn't be here, I didn't put it there, don't blame me. But because of that, it allows you to access a giant amount of things. If you read comic books, Hoopla is pretty great for comic books, and graphic novels in general. There's like, you can read almost every X-Men comic ever on it. I don't know if anyone cares about X-Men, I loved X-Men as a kid, but that's a pretty cool thing where you can just go through and be like, man, well, that's great, it's great. I think that's it for Hoopla. Yeah, questions? No question.
I do. Help, I do.
What do you got?
I do Libby, and they'll say that the book is ready to borrow.
Mhm.
And when you go to borrow it, it will say, someone else owns this book, so you can't borrow it. Then why is it listed as borrow? That's my,
Yeah, I can tell you about that. So
Okay.
there's a number of, the library can order books in different versions. One version is, it's like one book, one user, which means the library owns a copy. It will never disappear. We always have one copy of that book. There's one where you can buy a book for 24 months and you get the license for it for 24 months. And after the 24 months is up, either you rebuy the license to keep it or it goes away. There's other licenses that are, you get 24 checkouts, you get 48 checkouts. Once those are gone, they go away. And then there's another one, which is called cost per circ, which is probably what you're running into. So what that means is, so say we own James, right? As we're talking about, we only talk about James, only James. And all the copies of our version of James are out, and we don't have any cost per circ. But say Harwich has some cost per circ on James. Right now, Libby sees that you're in Clams, so it shows you everything that's available to Clams patrons.
Yeah.
When you click on James, you're like, I want that, it's available now, and then it's like, nope, the library doesn't have it.
right?
It's 'cause some other library has this version of it where it's cost per circ, which means their patrons can check it out whenever they want, but every time that happens, the library pays $5 to $7. And because you're not from Harwich, it will not let you do that. Only
Ah,
Harwich people have access to that cost per circ.
Okay.
We used to do cost per circ for a few things, but it's really not cost efficient, which is kind of a nightmare. You can like buy a copy of a book for 25 bucks, or you can let 4 people rent the book and pay 25 bucks and like, oh, that doesn't work.
right.
So that's the thing is like Libby reads in 2 levels, right? Libby's first in Clams, and it's like it sees you as a Clams person. It shows you everything. And then the next level, it reads you as like an Eastham person. And it's like, oh, this wasn't an Eastham thing, and it bounces you back up here.
Okay.
That
I
makes sense?
also, I also, on Facebook, there is a group that follows Libby. And they talk about, a button that says, jump to the head of the line. I'm on Kindle, I've never seen it, but people swear, number one, that can be done. And the other thing that they recommend is to put your Kindle on airplane mode so that they can't take a book back if it expired.
You can do that as well.
Okay.
But the thing is, as soon as, if you do the thing so your book doesn't expire,
Yeah,
that is a thing that will work if it's not sending signal out, it doesn't know to send it back.
yeah,
The next time you hook up to the internet, it'll just send it back.
right,
So if
right,
this is the last book I ever get on my Kindle, and I want to have this one book forever, you can make it be there forever, but as soon as you want your next book, it'll go away.
right. No, more for me, it was just like if I had like 5 pages left, which happened, and I didn't was lucky enough to get up to the library and finish it, but Demon Copperhead.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, okay, those are my 2 big questions.
Yeah. The jump to the head of the line thing, I don't think that exists.
I've never seen the button, but they swear it's there. I don't know.
I mean, maybe some other, so everyone's, other library systems, Libby's are different. We have, I don't want to explain this. We have a team of reps that we work with that do certain things. And we can talk to them about like doing, our patrons like this idea, can we do more of this? Or our patrons like that idea, can we do more of that? So there might be like maybe Minnesota or something somehow
Okay.
did that. I can't imagine that's real though. Like, I can't imagine you make a hold and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna poke a button and it beats all these other people's holds. Like, that would be kind of crazy, you know?
Not fair.
That's cheating. But yeah, no, I've been on Libby for ages and that's like what I do a lot of. And yeah, I mean, so that might, actually, that's a thing. I wonder if there's another mode of doing things where I think some library systems have this, we don't do this, where if you pay X amount of money, it like allows you to have simultaneous usage of certain titles. So that means if you want a thing and I want a thing and Adele wants a thing, we can all get it at the same exact time. But those licenses are expensive and Clams really doesn't do that a lot. I don't know if that's helpful, but I'm gonna say, no, that doesn't work for Clams. And yes, your Wi-Fi trick will make it so the books won't get sent back. Now all you know. Other questions?
I have Minuteman card also.
Hey, what are you getting? I was gonna say, you got home.
Yeah, you can put all 3 of them on. You can have, I think you can
Have
put
ice
like 3 different cards. Yeah. Whoever's at home, if you want to just mute real quick. So yeah, that's pretty simple. Once you get the app, there's literally a button.
This is Libby.
Yeah, there's literally a button that says add library. Literally, this is what it is. The living. I'm already in the thing that I want to be in, it's kind of not there. It goes. Add library. And then you put it in, every single card you add, you have to, Minuteman will let you log into cards. But if you have a Minuteman card, it'll view you as a Minuteman patron, which means you will get stuff from Minuteman faster than I will get it as a patron.
So I put my membership.
Membership for, yep, and you say, I'm a, what do we say, you were a Minuteman? You say, I'm a Minuteman person. Yeah, cool.
I have 5 cards.
You have 5 cards, there you go.
My question is, if I have Libby on my phone
Mhm.
and can I put it on my iPad, are those 2 separate accounts or? are they-
No, they're the same, and it should sync. Sometimes it doesn't sync. It'll sync as far as titles go. So you'll, if you get even Copperhead on one, it should show up on the other. In theory, it should keep you at the same place. If you're on page 35 on one, it should be on 35 on the other. But sometimes devices don't talk to each other or to the cloud correctly. In theory, it always works.
Okay.
In theory. I have another question. No other question? What else do you need to know? So again, library card number, PIN number. don't know your PIN number, call the library. We'll set it up in 1 minute. It'll be very quick. It'll be easy. Do you have any other questions about the library in general, about other digital stuff we have, about?
Is that dark puzzle still lying on the chair?
Yeah, with the puzzle roll thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a list to check out too. If you're a puzzle person, part of our library of things is you can have this like moral puzzle thing that like keeps your puzzle together in whatever state it's in. So you can like put it away and then take it out again. Other things to know that are cool at the library, we have hotspots that you can check out. So if you need Wi-Fi, you can check a hotspot out for a week. That's great. We have these charging banks that essentially you fill it up. And you can take it into the wood with you and plug your phone in, and it's good for like 15 phone charges or something. Or if there's like gonna be a power outage, it's good to have something like that. If you're into like archival stuff at the library, this is another digital thing. It's not an app, but if you go to our website, all of our genealogy stuff is digitally available through the website, so that's pretty cool. And there's other smaller apps, like there's language learning apps, if that's the thing you care about. We have, it's called Rocket Language. That's available on the website. It's cool. It's not as good as Duolingo. So you can get the free Duolingo and it'll be better for you. That's why we don't invest in having a better library language app. That's probably it.
Do you do have a library of things?
Yeah. We don't have a massive library of things because we don't really have like a space for a lot of stuff. Like some libraries have like a closet that are full of like weed whackers or whatever. Kind of spread out. So there's a thing in the front of the build or right next to the hold shelf. There's a plexiglass wall, and on it has all of our library of things offerings on it. But it's like the hotspots are the big thing.
Yeah.
We have like a telescope, there's puzzles, there's home energy, there's like a home energy test, there's a couple other things. But it's not like, there's a lot of libraries who are like, we are into library of things, like here's a chainsaw. And we're like, you need a lot of insurance on the chainsaw. There's a tool library in Harwich though. If you join the maker space over there, that's pretty cool. My buddy's one of the guys who runs it. But yeah, you can like go and use routers. You can use like a lathe, fancy things.
Now, my grandson has this little gadget that he says is a charger that you can take with you. And that's what you.
Basically, yeah, this guy's a big one and it's got a bunch of different ports in it. So you can do phone charging, you can do, there's like, it has a bunch of different adapters. So like USB, USB-C, regular plug.
It's, you take it or if you own one, you take it to where there are no chargers. Or you might not have electricity.
Yeah, a lot of people have them at their house for like, if a hurricane's coming and you're like, I'm gonna lose power for like a week. You have like one or two of these, and that way you always can charge your computer, you can always charge your phone, you have like your bridges and stuff taken care of. So it's not a bad thing to invest in either, but we have to. You want one, we have to. Yeah, that's what I got for you mostly.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much.
You're welcome. So at the library, like I said, if you want help with this, call in. If I'm around, I can do a tech help thing. If you want help with other devices, if you're like, I want to know how to set up an email account, teach me how to use this app and this app, teach me how to do other fairly basic things. Like if I'm available, we make tech help appointments, and that's great. So we can totally do that. If you're like, Corey, I need you to reformat my computer and get rid of these viruses, I cannot do that. We're also not supposed to do anything tax related or a lot of medical stuff, like legally. We can't do that. So don't come to me with your taxes, is what I'm saying. There is a tax program happening at the library right now, though, if you need that. Yeah, that's it. That's all the stuff.
Thank you.
I'm gonna make an appointment sometime with you, because I'm overwhelmed by all of this, but I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, if you go to our website, easthamlibrary.org, there's a button somewhere that says make tech appointment. You can do it that way, or you can just call us and I can figure it out. The email is always great, because that way it goes right to me. I don't have to worry about someone else handing me a note card that says, hey, call this patron. Because the library is very hectic a lot of the time, and things get lost. So yeah, so I hope you get to use some library apps. I hope they are good for you. Yeah, and most of this information that I handed out to you today, is different versions of it, on the library website. But you can also, this is one thing I try to tell everyone, we're living in the golden age of like, if you don't know how to do a thing, YouTube knows how to do it. Go on YouTube and be like, how do you download Libby? And then it'll tell you. Or like, how to install a light bulb. Or a light fixture.
Go visit your 10-year-old grandson.
There you go, I'll also do it for you. So yeah, but if you need anything, the library's there for you, we hope to see you there and, all I got.
Thank you.
My whole day.
Thank you very much.
I will stand here. If I go back down.
And I wanted to know how to.
Yeah, I should also say that, Canopy works on your smart TV, right? This is the only thing that works on smart TVs, so it's an app you can download right to it. If your smart TV is old, it might not work. 2016 and back, cut off, so Canopy wouldn't work on those ones. But if you have a new one, you just download it to your download it to your smart TV, put in your information, you'll just be able to click on it, like you click on it. Which is cool. There's some workarounds. If you really want, you buy a Roku, plug the Roku into the TV. You can finagle anything these days. What do you got? Wow. Wow.
It doesn't have been on the app.
I think I need that.
Doesn't have plants and,
There's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, shoot.
No.
Yes,
Yes.
there was a workaround, she was able to do me,
Yeah.
so I can do everything, you know,
Okay.
and without going in this part.
Yeah, you can finagle a bunch of stuff, but. Yeah.
2016,
Yeah.
it's still waiting to this day.
Yeah, I don't like that song.
I know, I love it, and I would keep it as pretty top, and the
But there
battery,
it is.
yeah, the battery is still on.
That's
I
great.
put it on, low all the time, and it does what, I've never needed to.